Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
And I'm Matt.
and today the Age of Heroes has returned. Yes, we are reviewing the Justice League SDCC 2017 Holla Justice League trailer. I do believe it dropped probably about 45 minutes ago. 4 minute, 14 seconds. Um, in terms of trailers being real with people, generally there's an issue about the villain being revealed. Now there was what can only be described as extensive Steppenwolf. We ain't seen his face, but I mean you can draw the same parallels that it'd be a kind of Ares and Wonder Woman deal. His face and then everything else going to be CGI.
Yeah, and it's a different thing though, isn't it? Like people's issue with the last Comic Con trailer for, not the last one, but the Comic Con trailer for Batman v Superman was that no one knew that Doomsday was in it.
I don't think that was a Comic Con trailer. I think that was just trailer
I'm pretty
2.
sure it was. It's trailer 2 at Comic Con, I think. Either way, that trailer that got released with Doomsday at the end, that was a spoiler, but everyone knows Steppenwolf's going to be the villain of the film, so it doesn't matter if they see him.
Yeah. Points to things to draw out. I was so excited. There's only bits I can remember of it. We had Jim Gordon flick on the bat signal. So, right, the world's still in mourning. The world, even though generally people didn't really have a favourable point of view in regards to Superman. Now, apparently.
No, but that I assume would have changed with his death, though, isn't it? He sacrificed himself for the world, and they all loved him. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, you got the big Superman symbol on the London Bridge. It's interesting, really, because I know bits of it was shot in London. I can only assume that Wonder Woman's in Paris, as she was in the end of Wonder Woman. She's doing her little things with the statue, and then it's the old, "Oh, what did you do at the weekend?" And she was like, "Oh, nothing much." I'm wondering whether they're going to throw like Anatoly Kanayev in Batman vs Superman. They're going to throw in a kind of B-list villain, because you had the guy with the silenced handgun and the briefcase walking through this establishment, and Wonder Woman comes in and like saves the day. And then there was another flash outside of wherever it was blowing up a little bit, and I know scenes were shot in London and that looked to take place there because of the police cars. So I'm wondering whether they're going to throw a kind of B-list villain as whoever it is with the briefcase, and Wonder Woman comes and stops them.
Maybe, because we already had that in Batman v Superman the way, though, didn't we, with the KGB speed in it.
Yeah, and we don't. Whoever it was, we didn't see the face. Now, in my kind of thought thing, I was thinking it was Lex Luthor, but then I thought, nah, that's going to be too brazen, because we see we never see the head or the face or anything like that. So I'm wondering, is that on purpose? Whoever it is kind of leading some kind of group with machine guns and stuff like that, and Wonder Woman stops them. Funny bits from the Flash. The whole I haven't really got stuck into battles or anything like that. That's interesting in terms of his kind of timeline, really. He's like, the only thing I really do is push people and run away, so it appears that he hasn't really come up against anyone yet.
Which is, I suppose it doesn't contradict it, but the impression I got from his appearance in Suicide Squad kind of said otherwise. But
Batman vs. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you smug fool. Yeah. But I suppose you could argue that he doesn't really have to do much, at least against that version of Boomerang anyway. So maybe it is a different level of threat. I think it would indicate that he hasn't, to me anyway, he hasn't come up against a Reverse Flash or a Gorilla Grodd or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of self-aware in the sense that really, now I think about it, all he did is push Captain Boomerang and run away. Did a quip and ran off. Another one as well, where he's kind of standing with everyone and everyone dashes off and is like, "Oh, that's kind of rude," and then he zips off. Also, another line, a nice line from Alfred being "Gone are the days of just exploding wind-up penguin." So I mean, they're going heavy on the Penguin. So I mean, I guess because there are things that Josh Gad's going to play him at some point in a film. I mean, they're like maybe they're nodding to it.
How, you see, that's what confuses me though.
They
I mean,
nod.
the way Alfred's putting it, and again, it's just me reading something into it, but the way Alfred's putting that would suggest that's something that happened quite a long time ago to me. But if you cast Josh Gad, what's he, like 30?
Yeah.
So how does that work? I mean, it confuses the timer for me a little.
Well, you can look at kind of the whole wind up, blowy up Penguin as kind of immature. You know what I mean? Like, on a whack a bomb in a wind up Penguin and stuff like that. So you could attribute that to immaturity and him being kind of a younger on, like early in his career, blowing up Penguins. Getting back to kind of the start, you had him talking about how the world's in mourning and stuff like that, and there's a crime wave. So I mean, whether that's kind of a tone for later films and stuff like that, and that's probably relevant to the Wonder Woman bit where she batters these thieves or whatever. And then apparently Batman's kind of disappeared as well. You know, where's the Gotham Bat? Everything's popping off and he hasn't been seen. That was brought up, and there's a whole summons coming and everyone's getting like the tinglers. And then in Themyscira you got the mother box. I mean, just a little pop-up update, one of the SDCC 2017 exclusives was Aquaman with a mother box, so that lends to the kind of theory put back, which is kind of confirmed now. I mean, that there's 3 mother boxes. Lord Darkseid wants all 3 of them. One's in Themyscira, as we saw in the trailer. There were flashes of Aquaman underwater kind of swimming, and then the big Steppenwolf axe fly at him and hit the wall, so you got to think there's an invasion of Atlantis. Also, the third one being in Cyborg. Pick up that. Then obviously you have Steppenwolf, the boom tube opens up, he drops on the floor, so I guess he'll just muller all them Themyscirans. Whether there's casualties, whether he does in Wonder Woman's mum.
I doubt it. I think I mean, I might be wrong, but I'd imagine they do. If they're going to do that, they'd do it in a Wonder Woman movie.
I don't really think. I don't see how she'd survive, really, because whether he drops in there, takes it, and goes off. But I don't think that's really Steppenwolf's MO. But really, you've got to kind of assume he gets that one. He gets the one in Atlantis, because I guess Aquaman's outmatched, as it were. And then it's really up to Cyborg. So yeah, we don't see Steppenwolf's face. The CGI looks pretty cool. He looks decent. He's dashing around his axes, smacking on the ground, and like the earth tears up and stuff like that. That looked pretty good. Also, what was the point I was going to get to, but I forget. What bits of you do you kind of want?
Well, the one thing that kind of stuck out to me, like I'm with you, a lot of it's kind of passed me by now, but the one bit that really stuck out to me was when they're having a conversation, Batman and Wonder Woman, and they talk about the Age of Heroes coming back and whatnot, which made me think, so what does that mean? Does that mean there was a Justice Society, or is it more of a like long ages ago thing like we're never going to see?
Well, now you bring that up, I have a thought about that. My kind of thing would be, Zack Snyder's MO. Think Watchmen, you know what I mean? You had the Minutemen back in the day, and then the guys, the Night Owl or whatever it is like talking about bringing them all together. Well, Rorschach kind of there's that kind of conversation. So whether there was a kind of look into this Justice Society or whatever that may or may not have popped up and been like, yo, you know, they disband them because of like pressure and stuff like that. Let's kind of get it together.
But I suppose that could work with if there's a Jay Garrick and whatnot around as well. I wonder with Batman's age, would he be
in a wheelchair?
No, I mean, I think it would be in the past, wouldn't it? Would it have been soon enough in the recent past that Batman could have been a young person on the team? You know, I don't think they're going to make a JSA movie, but if they did, you know, DC loves to get Batman in there. He's the most popular one, so it could be a way of casting a new, younger Batman. Whack him in there.
is probably going to be in the Justice League Dark, which was announced. Yeah, the point I was going to get to, which I forgot, the speech. I mean, Steppenwolf, I guess I kind of got the tinge of Kieran Hines' voice. Voice sounds good and is like, can't remember the first bit he says, but the bit that stuck out is no lanterns. And
yeah,
no
Kryptonians.
yes, so I mean that's a big one, that is. So I mean, there's kind of no big drop on the Green Lantern yet, but I mean it is rumoured that apparently the Lantern that will appear in it is Abin Sur, which makes complete sense because I mean, a scene I've got in my head now would be Steppenwolf confronting him and being like, look, I faced opposition like you before, and we get like a little flashback of like him mullering Abin Sur or something like that, as opposed to Parallax in the Green Lantern film that did him in, whether Steppenwolf invades, comes across him and kills him off.
Yeah, that's cool, and they could get the ring to Hal Jordan or whoever they want it to be in a post-credit scene, and he could pretty much serve the same function, I suppose, as Coulson, i.e. the death that unites everyone. So I'll do it. It's a good idea for me. But then, does that mean this no lanterns line comes later in the movie once Abin Sur is already dead?
Well,
and before Superman's come back?
Exactly what I was just about to say then. Look at it as a checklist. Oh, the 3 mother boxes unaccounted for them, they're on Earth, here and here. Oh, well, one problem, the Green Lantern patrolman Abin Sur's there, and also we're getting reports that there's a Kryptonian there as well. Okay, let's step back. Okay, I've dealt with Abin Sur, and now apparently Superman's dead as well. Okay, go for it.
I suppose it could work in the way, potentially like an info dump for the audience, if Steppenwolf was given an update to Darkseid, whether you see him or not, kind of in the same way to The Force Awakens, when Kylo Ren's speaking to Andy Serkis, wherever he's got Snoke, yeah, and they do the Han Solo reveal there, so you can maybe work in a similar thing, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of attributes to his job as well if he's kind of talking. Also, a kind of ode to Ronan the Accuser in Guardians of the Galaxy updating Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, get it done or I'm going to bathe the galaxy away with your blood. Another kind of thing that sticks out, you got Aquaman pretty much surfing the dead parademon through the building and then popping out. That was pretty sick. They're obviously making him pretty fun. Visually that looks good. Cyborg as well, he kind of moulds into the Nightcrawler or whatever it is they call it. I think it's Nightcrawler. He melts.
He's the one I could leave at the minute. If I would ditch any of them, would be in.
Apparently it's meant to be like a big kind of bit of the whole thing. I mean, you can imagine like there's going to be a big thing when I guess Steppenwolf tries to rip out the mother box from him, you know what I mean? There's going to be a big thing like that.
I think a part of it is I need to leave my fanboyism aside anyway. I see him, I think you should be in the Titans. They've made a decision and gone for it, so I suppose there's a way of making him work. I assume they're going to have him and Barry Allen be like friends and the young guys on the team and work at that angle, I suppose.
Yeah, because he's going to be in the Flash film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like ages ago that was dropped. Where was I? Yeah, and he kind of, I think he talks with a kind of Ben Affleck voice or something like that, whether that's his inbuilt modulator, and then Alfred's kind of having none of it. Is like, oh, don't worry, Alfred, I've got it under control. And it's like, who are you? Also, you have Steppenwolf go straight for Wonder Woman with his axe, and then she does the whole, what she's done a billion times, the whole crossing the braces, and then repelling him. You had the scene on top, which I talked about earlier with Gordon. It seems he's going to have a small role-ish, I guess. I mean, Hippolyta was confirmed to be in it. I guess she's really just going to be in that scene and not much else. Gordon's giving them the lowdown in Gotham and stuff like that. No kind of look at Lex Luthor yet. Who's going to be in it. I mean, you had the little flash of Barry Allen's dad in the previous trailer. Anything else to note before we kind of get to the little end bit?
I think that's about it.
You had him stand on what looked to be a kind of... It's weird because I looked to be outside in broad daylight and I was kind of getting Hall of Justice vibes and stuff like that, but it also looked as though they were on the back of like a cargo ship, just about to walk in. You had a police car in the background. I remember seeing that, and yeah, we kind of closes out the trailer, and you get the kind of Jurassic Park thudding and the water going, and then Alfred's there, and someone comes in, and then it's like, oh, he said you'd come. So I guess I don't really see.
But is it too on the nose for it to be Superman? Is that a fake out?
Yeah, well, my kind of thing it'd be
Superman coming back, isn't it?
Yeah, if Superman was to come back, I'd expect him to fly off into space, prick his ears up, find out where everyone is, and go to them. It's like, why would Superman just randomly, like, I mean, the thing's thudding, so it looks like whoever it is punching stuff down or whatever, and then so he punches his way into the Batcave, and then just walks and talks to Alfred. You know what I mean? That's the kind of bit that's throwing me off. Why, if Superman come back, he'd just go and see Alfred, and not kind of be aware of I mean, all he has to do is watch a TV and realise if stuff's going down where it is. You know what I mean?
Who else could it be that would make the water rumble though? Because it's like, I was thinking, is it going to be Deathstroke? But no, because I think they're writing him out of the script anyway.
Yeah, and if so, I mean, it's got to be someone who knows the Batman's identity. There were kind of things I was reading in the comics to see what other people thought, and there was the whole Nightwing. Maybe it's Nightwing or something like that. So it's someone whose Batman's just been like, look.
To me, it didn't seem like familiar enough. Maybe Black Adam or Captain Marvel, Shazam. I'll get used to that one day. Maybe one of them.
Yeah, it's someone who's like. Probably the same as Batman, been in like exile, and been like, Batman's just been like, oh, by the way, there's a chance whoever's gonna come here, if so, send them my way, you know what I mean, tell them where we are or whatever. So the kind of whole oh, he said you'd come, so it's got to be someone that kind of Batman knows is here, the Batman knows is going to turn up, so it's someone he knows. Whether it could be like Robin from Bloodhaven or something like that, and been like, yo, what's popping? I kind of looked in the corner, there was a tiny bit of red kind of there, but I mean, Superman's going to turn up, it's going to be black suit. I don't think it will be him, but I mean, really, like with any kind of thing, there's got to be a confirmed kill, so I'd imagine the Apocalyptians would get hold of Superman's body. But really, the fact that it's kind of seeing Alfred in the Batcave, that's what's throwing it off for me. But yeah, Deathstroke was thrown about, Nightwing was thrown about, so yeah.
There were rumours, not that
I wanted to see a green Flash.
What, a Green Lantern?
Yeah, I wanted to see like a flash in Alfred's glasses. I was staring at them like, what's going on here?
But there were rumours a while back, whether this is true or not, that Superman, the part of the movie, was going to be like brainwashed or something, right? So
that could be a scared Alfred.
Who could hurt? Yeah, but sure, possibly. Also, but if you need someone to take down Superman, magic, Shazam. He wears a red costume, right? So.
Yeah, see, the problem is, literally, it's like, who is Batman aware of who's going to turn up? Maybe it's the Enchantress. I mean, it may sound crazy, but I mean, if you look at the after-credit scene,
the Enchantress, no. Yeah,
he's picking up the folders. He's got Barry Allen's folder, he's got Aquaman's folder, and he's got the Enchantress's folder. So it's like, really, why have that in there? I mean, maybe that's owed to kind of Justice League Dark, which has been announced. She's probably going to be in that, but really it's like, of all the people's folder, why wouldn't she just have Cyborg, Aquaman and Flashes? Why would she have Enchantresses? So it's like, obviously at some point he's gone and spoken.
She was like the big villain of that movie.
Yeah, but there's kind of split, didn't it, whether June Moon's like cleared or whatever like that. But my thought would be that if he's going around with these folders going to collect people, he's got clearly Enchantresses. I mean, you've got to think he's going to go and see her, whether they'll show it in the film, but I mean, whether they'll really, it's got to be someone in the. I mean, it's interesting whether they're just going to throw some random person we've never seen before.
I don't know, because the problem with the Shazam thing is, as far as we know, there isn't an actor cast, right?
Maybe this is going to be like the big like drop that everyone's going to be like WTF, you know what I mean? So in that case, it's like, I mean, in some sense, I hope it's not Superman, and I'm kind of glad that they've made a point of it, really. They've made a big point of this, so everyone's going to be like, who's that? So I'm hoping it don't get revealed like the Master in Doctor Who. If it's someone like big that we don't expect, I don't want to know. Because I want to
the
be...
most obvious is Superman, though, isn't it? I mean, I think that's probably the most likely one, but it's more fun if it's someone else, I think.
If it is, it's got to be flexing something different than his normal costume, or they'd like show it. They would have just done a quick flash and showed him, or something like that. So I mean, but then again, why would they keep the black suit under wraps? Maybe he's got a beard or whatever and the long hair, so maybe that's why they don't want to show it.
I do think by the end of the movie he's going to end up in the normal suit anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll wear the black one for a while, but it's Superman. He wouldn't have been in red and blue. I think he'll end in that.
Yeah, the black suit will look sick though, so I don't know, maybe it is Superman. They didn't want to show his face because he's got a beard and long hair. So yeah, I think that covers the majority of the points there. The kind of thing, the fight scenes look sick. The Flash kind of pushing through the bit of glass, I wonder what that's about. Kind of big deal, staring at the glass and then pushing it. So I loved it. 4 minutes 14 seconds, I thought it was great. Visually it looked good. So yeah, numbers and anything else you want to drop.
I've never really known how to rate a trailer, but I'll say it was very good. I liked it. There's nothing I was too concerned about, nothing worried me too much. I think it's pretty clear what everyone's role is going to be on the team now. You have a team, everyone fits into their little thing, but Wonder Woman's the badass one. Momoa Aquaman's going to be badass as well, but in a kind of a different way, like in a cool way. You got the young one, Barry Allen, he's funny. Cyborg's going to be the tech guy, I suppose, and Batman's the leader. So the only thing that calls into question is like how the dynamic will work in Justice League 2, but that's a long way from now. But for this trailer, I thought it was good.
I thought Batman was a solid leader as well, because there was another thing like, look, no one kind of goes off on their own stray thing. If you're gonna take something on, double up together. You know what I mean? Cover your back and stuff like that. So I like the kind of Bruce Wayne leadership. That was pretty good because they need a leader. And stuff like that. The Flash running around like Wonder Woman's like going for her sword, and then the Flash like runs around and like pokes it into her hand. That's pretty cool. I mean, if we're getting some kind of intersecting scenes of flicking from one person to another and everyone backing it up, that'll look sick. So yeah, I'll give it 9.5. I like the references. Definitely loved the whole no lanterns, no Kryptonian thing. I was like, as if that's like a big drop to do. You know what I mean? I like that a lot. Very, very cool. I liked it. I'm very much looking forward to it. So yeah, that's our trailer review for whatever. I mean, there's some things it's trailer 2, trailer 3. We're just going to call it the SDCC 2017 Justice League trailer.